Number 1. What is audit assertion?
The assertions are the explicit and implicit claims and representation made by a company regarding on their financial statements.
Second, who use audit assertion and why they use it?
It is used by auditor, and an auditor uses audit assertions and procedures to perform tests on the company's policies, guidelines, internal control, and financial reporting process.
Number 3, where and when we use audit assertion?
It is used in financial statements regarding on recognition, measurement, presentation, and disclosure of financial information.
How we apply audit assertion?
As we know, financial statements are derived from trial balance, ultimately lead back to the general ledger, journals, and source documents. Therefore, there are 3 types or categories of audit assertions, which are account balance, classes of transactions, and the last one, presentation and disclosure. For the first category of assertion is account balance. This is regarding on the elements in the balance sheet such as assets and liabilities. One of the assertions that we choose is existent. Existent is where the assertions is that all account balance exists for assets, liabilities, and equity. For the second category of assertion is classes of transactions. This is regarding on the elements in the income statement such as sales, revenue, purchases, income, and expenses. One of the assertions that we choose is occurrence. Occurrence is where the assertion is that recorded business transactions actually took place. For the last category of assertion, presentation and disclosure assertion. Related to the presentation of information within the financial statements as well as the accompanying disclosure. And the assertion that we choose is occurrence, where the assertion is that disclosed transactions have indeed occurred.
Now, we like to share with you a video of a case study to relate with 3 types of assertion. Now, let me watch it.
What is the Wells Fargo scandal? Wells Fargo scandal is the story of a giant bank which is one of the big 4 banks in the United States, including JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, and Citigroup. Wells Fargo pressured its employees and abused customers' private information.
If they really didn't know, then that tells me this is a bank that is simply too big to manage.
Coming out of the financial crisis, Wells Fargo was one of the world's largest and most successful banks, viewed as a role model in how to manage in times of crisis. The news of its sales misconduct by opening more than 2 million fake accounts. As many as 2 million Wells Fargo bank accounts and credit cards opened by bank workers without customers' authorization. Workers need to open new accounts each day to keep their jobs and to get bonuses, where each worker has to open 8 accounts per day. But regulators say many workers couldn't keep up. This requirement to meet the quota has pressured the workers, and this increased the chances to make fraud. So, this is why they padded their numbers by creating accounts without customers knowing. Workers forged signatures, made up email addresses, created pins, and even transferred customers' money into the accounts so they will look real. Here is the question: why created accounts that customers didn't ask for? This action was taken in order for them to meet sales goals or targets. Some customers paid fees on those accounts. Others said their credit scores were affected by unauthorized credit cards. According to New York Times, In 2016, due to this scandal, Wells Fargo needed to pay $185 million to regulators and reimburse the fees customers paid. However, the bank did not admit any wrongdoings. Wells Fargo's CEO said he didn't know there was a big problem until 2013, but in 2011, the bank fired 1,000 workers over unauthorized accounts. In all, it has fired 5,300 workers over the practices. Some of the workers were managers, but most were low-level employees. No top executives were fired, and CEO John Stump stepped down.
A lot of people out there are wondering this morning, how do I get my money back?
Okay, after we watch the video, we can relate the case study with three types of assertion. The first assertion for account balance, we choose existent, where Wells Fargo recorded the fake transaction. For the existent, they must make sure that they record transaction that really exists, not the fake transaction, which is 2 million fake account. For second assertion, we choose occurrence. In this case, the employees are forced to make sales in order to get bonuses. So the employees use all the method in order to generate sales, including using fraud. That's why the employees create a fake account in order to show the increasing in the sales. Lastly, for presentation and disclosure, we choose occurrence. They must ensure that all transactions that they disclose in balance sheet and income statement is really occur.
To summarize, audit assertions represent both implicit or explicit claims and representation that are made by the members of management regarding certain aspects of a business, especially in their financial statement.